America's Weather Weekend recapping this historic tornado outbreak. The sights and sounds that we're watching there are just really, it's unnerving to see what has not been left behind, right?
Right, exactly. And the numbers keep coming in. These are preliminary reports that we're seeing, the damage that we're seeing, and even the strength of these storms as the National Weather Service still needs to go out there and survey a lot of these areas. This is going to take time to really go through it all.
The most widespread devastation looks to be from Mayfield, Kentucky. Fox News chief meteorologist Rick Rytham is in there in the worst hit area. Rick, as search teams have done this overnight, have they been able to continue in these freezing cold temperatures?
Yeah, it is 29 degrees here right now. A lot of times when you get these storms that happen in the spring, if it's May, it gets a little bit cool after a tornado comes through when those cold fronts move through. But when this happens in December, really cold air settles in. So temps well below freezing for a number of hours here, and certainly that making efforts a lot more difficult. Now, we're probably about a mile away from where that candle factory is. That's been completely blocked off. Can't get anywhere near that, and they have been working throughout the overnight hours on that. But at this point, primarily what you see around town is news crews that have kind of descended upon this town to be able to tell this story, and obviously police officers who continue to drive through. There's a curfew in town right now, so we haven't seen, since we got here last night, really any of the citizens from this town out and about. In fact, because there's no power anywhere in town, I'm sure most of the people are either in Red Cross shelters or have moved into hotels somewhere in the area. Paducah's around 30 miles away from here, and I tell you, last night we couldn't even get a hotel to stay at around here. So all of the hotels really full. Take a look at this behind me here, Amy. This was the First Presbyterian Church here in Mayfield. And a lot of times, I'm sure you've covered a lot of these storms. When you come into a town, you think, well, I got to get there to find the spot to set up, where we're going to set up the crew and the camera so we can make sure we're getting, kind of the best shots to tell the story. When we pulled into Mayfield last night, really every corner, every lot, there's a story. And so you didn't need to look far. This is just one of the corners. And if you drive, for a mile in another direction, it looks just like this. This First Presbyterian Church here, that car obviously is butted right up against the church. Who knows where that car came from? And Amy, one of the things I always find interesting when you come especially to tornado damage, because of the wind and the rain and all of the dirt that is pulled up from these storms from, the path before it got here, you can take a car and it looks now old. It looks like that car has been sitting in a junkyard for the last 15 years in order to look like that. And that all happened in a matter of about 60 seconds. Paint scratched off from all the debris that was flying in the air as it was being tossed in the air. All of the windows obviously completely gone, and then covered in a layer of dirt because of all of that dirt that was in the air with that rain. Behind here is another building from the church. That was, I think, the ministry center here at the Presbyterian Church. It had a brick facade. Obviously, that brick is all gone, and the structure underneath it now fully exposed. But, Amy, this goes on for miles and miles. Nobody out and about right now. Obviously, it's really early in the morning here. I'm sure once the sun comes up and the curfew is lifted, folks will get out here to start continuing their process of trying to dig through and see if they can find any of their belongings. That said, I'm sure you've been talking about this. It appears that the debris was lifted about 35,000 feet in the air. I'm certain there will be belongings from this town that will be found 100 miles away. Photos, people's memorabilia, things that matter to people will be scattered all about. I know a lot of times people start coming up with collections on Facebook so people can begin, to try to find some of their belongings. But long road ahead here, cold morning, and, people are going to today probably have a bit of this begin to sink in on what's really happened for them. Amy?
You've really described the scope of the damage there. They're sending in special investigation teams. Usually the National Weather Service will only elevate a special investigation when they think that this could be at the top of the tornado scale. And here we are, haven't had an EF5 since 2013. It's possible that some of the damage you're seeing there could become a historic tornado that puts us sort of at the end of this EF5 drought, if you will. Does it look like you've got that type of damage in front of you?
So from right here, I would say no. This doesn't seem like EF5. You know, an EF5 a lot of times will completely scrape a house off of its foundation and even peel up some of that foundation. Now, I know there is a residential area that is close to here, and I hear that that is what it looks like. We haven't been able to get down there just yet, but as soon as the sun comes up, we'll go and look at that. Obviously, you know, EF3, EF4, but I wouldn't be surprised to find that EF5.